not even going to waste any time. I just want y'all to give as much energy as possible. I want y'all to get extremely lit right now, like gas is only 99 cents. And you just hit the lottery. Give me energy right now. Rafferty, Nick, Gehlfuss, Dominic, Jimmy, Nickel, Colin, Donnell, Norma, Kuhling, Jessy, Schram. Here they go, y'all. These are my friends. These are my friends. Look at them.
And let's give it up for LaRoyce.
Not only are they the friendliest, the finest, but they're also the most phenomenal first responders you've ever seen on television. Am I right or am I right? I'm excited for this conversation. Now listen to me. Here at the Epicon, we've been having a lot of fun. This is our second day. I've seen a couple people, excuse my French, lose this shit. It happens sometimes when you see people that you admire, when you see storytellers that have just been opened up into your homes and they taught you things, they made you excited. But I'm also interested in one very important thing. Is there ever a time, or has there been a moment in your journey, and this is for everybody, where you have lost your shit? Just a little bit. I want to start
a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Not even just a little bit. So I was doing a show in New York. I was 25 years old, and I was doing a musical in New York, and had some very fancy people. And Victor Garber, I was playing a young version of Victor Garber, and so he's got fancy friends who came to the show, and I got done after the show. I threw on my backpack. I was getting ready to take the train back to my apartment. And I started walking down the stairs, and there was this couple walking up the stairs to go see what I assumed was Victor. And they were congratulating me on a great show, and I raised my head and said, "Holy shit, you're Alan Alda." In the middle of the staircase, and he said, "Yep, I am, and this is my wife." Very nice to meet you. So that is my story.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Anybody else got stories?
After you, Jessy.
I'm glad you know I'm alone in my embarrassment.
So I was on the Fox lot going to an audition one day, and I just finished a TV show. Like, for the first time, I watched How I Met Your Mother. So for a month straight, I had a tonsillectomy. I was in bed, eating my ice cream, and just fully in love and immersed. And I went on the Fox lot for an audition, and I'm walking down, and I worked there before, and I saw someone, and I was just like, really excited. And if you know me, I get very excited when I see people.
No.
Yeah. So I was really excited, and I run up to them, and I went, "Hi," and he goes, "Hi," and I go, "Oh my God, I don't know you, I just think I do." And she went, "You have really pretty eyes." It was Jason Segel. He goes, "You have really pretty eyes," and I was like, "Ah," and I ran away from him. I went, "I don't know you, I just think I do," and I ran.
That's heavy.
Hi.
Jesus Christ, that's a Schram.
Yeah, so I really went.
How about you? I felt like you had something.
That's not to be topped. Also because it sounds like he's a real mensch. Like, what a lovely guy.
Oh, he was so lovely. Like, it was one of those where...
And he's right.
You could... Oh, thank you.
Lovely eyes.
You could tell that he was like, oh, she's so embarrassed right now. And he was trying to just, be very nice. And I probably could have had a great conversation and just went...
It was fine.
It was definitely flight. Definitely flight.
So I was many years ago when whatever year The Devil Wears Prada was being made, I was the reader for a bunch of the auditions, and then I was the reader at the table. So I read all the parts of the actors that weren't there. And obviously, I don't know if you guys know, but Meryl Streep was in that movie. So it was really fascinating to be across the table from her, and then I had to, be all the other characters, including, somebody who was French, and so I was fresh out of drama school, and I polished off my French accent, and I started to say the lines, and I saw her kind of go, oh, right? Like, she sort of like that. So after the table read, I'm in the bathroom with the casting director, and we're kind of like freaking out that Meryl Streep was there, and Meryl Streep walks in. Walks into the bathroom, so we both immediately go back to like, oh, we're washing our hands. We were not washing our hands. Just tried to play it cool, and she is so lovely that she comes over and she goes, isn't she great? Isn't she great? And literally did a pat on the back. Like, just the sweetest, like, I'm still talking about it. This is like 30 years ago or something. Like, I am still talking about it. Like, those icons who just give you that gift is so sweet after I had, like, done some really offensive French accent, I'm sure.
But you got the Meryl Streep pats after that.
I did not earn it. I just got it.
I don't think she just throwing the pats around for no reason.
If you would have said, she said, you have really pretty eyes.
I don't know if I lost my shit with this, but I was working at Lululemon, and it was like maybe like my third day. Lululemon, shout out. Lululemon's the best. Anyway, people. Anyway, Ray Liotta comes in, and he's like really wired up. Like he's really wired up. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is Ray Liotta. Goodfellas, this is amazing. And Ray Liotta's like, I kind of want to come up to him, not scare him. I come up to him, like, hey, like, everything okay? You know, I don't want him to know that I know who he is. And like, what are you looking for? He's like, pants. I need pants. I'm like, it's okay, bro. Pants, buddy. I got you. And my pants. We have pants right here on the wall. He's like, hey, I'm really scared around crowds. Crowds freak me out. And I was like, dude, I got you. Mainly because I also know you're Radio. So I get him in the back room. I get him like alone. I kind of give him all the pants we got. I'm like, buddy, I got pants. I give him a ton of pants. And he's like, what's your name? I'm like, Jimmy. We're kind of like quiet, like near these fitting rooms. A very intimate moment with Ray Liotta being scared of crowds and needing pants. And you know, we get him set up, and I'm like trying to keep everybody cool, because you also don't want the employees to come over and try to meet them, but some of them are like, I don't know who Ray Liotta is. So I was like, shame on you. Anyway, give him some pants. He's like, Jimmy, you were amazing. You were so amazing. And he left. And I was like, wow, this is great. I told everybody in my life. I felt like I went up like 3 levels of coolness, and I did, but I felt like I did. And a week later, I'm in the back eating lunch, and my boss comes in and is like, Jimmy, Ray Liotta just came in and said, I need my pants guy. Is Jimmy here? And I was like, I'm Ray Liotta's pants guy. I made it! I'm coming right. And she like, I was like, I need your pants, man. I'm gonna get you some more pants. He came back 2 more times. I was Ray Liotta's pants guy. Wow.
Yeah. That's a hard story, bro. That's a hard story, bro. Who can match it?
I certainly can't, and I'll go next. I cannot match that story, but I think I didn't lose my shit either at this moment, because I have great control over my digestion. That's a good medical and dad joke, isn't it? So I was in LA living at the beginning of my career, and I got a great gig, and I knew it was a great gig, and I had a very small part. There are no small parts. I had a part going in there, and I knew that I didn't have a lot to prepare, and so I was really soaked up in everything. And I'm sitting next to the lead in chairs like this across the hall one day, and I look down and I see a guitar case, and I go, oh, I play guitar. He plays guitar. I think that's it. I'll ask. Why not? He's looking at his script. I go, hey, play guitar too? He goes, yeah. And he went back to his script, and I go, that was it. That was the only conversation I ever had with Jeff Daniels. And it's, you know, it's just those moments where you're like, first off, you come onto a show, that show in particular, he has so much to say. I also met Aaron Sorkin, and I felt like I kind of lost my shit a little bit with him when he walked into a read-through, because he's just the best. And he's so particular to the point where he was listening to a read, and he said, let me stop you right there. Hey, Jeff, do I need to put a comma after that word? Would that help that whole sentence for you? Try with a comma right now, please, would you? yeah, that's work. And Jeff goes, yeah, thank you, my God. Okay, let's put a comma in there. That's small. I mean, I'm just like, I love everything about this. And so, but yeah, that's all I can tell you about Jeff Daniels. And he definitely does not remember me. I'm not his pants guy. But I could, maybe I could tune his guitar one day. We'll see.
Bro, he was locked in. And you was trying to jam.
He was trying to memorize all that sort of dialogue, and I was just like, I don't have a line at all, but I'd love to talk about guitars.
I just love the detail of you play guitar too. Not just you play guitar, but
well, I thought that might say, oh, yeah, there was no back and
So
forth,
you
and I respected that, and you know, when you're on set, it's nice to interact with one another, but there is a job to be done, and that was my first lesson in realizing that, certainly on a show like Sorkin.
Yeah, sometimes it's not that much rhythm, dog.
No, that's right.
That's unfortunate.
But that's nothing against Jeff Daniels. He's a great dude. It's just, it was not the moment to talk to Jeff.
I can't top any of this, especially the delivery. It was amazing. My Mr. Shit moments, I just go silent when I see people I admire. And I had the good fortune of being a part of a film that premiered at Tribeca Film Festival in New York. And so there was a dinner that happened. But it was more kind of like drinks and appetizers. All the actors and filmmakers from those films in the competition section were invited. So we were just, a number of us from the film, we were hanging around talking, and then in walks Robert De Niro. And, you know, a number of us just stopped, and I just found myself just inching towards him and just thinking to myself, what would you even say? This amazing actress by the name of Rachel Brosnahan is also in the film. We both had the opportunity to take a picture with them. Did we say anything interesting? Did we say anything to you? No. But we met Robert De Niro. That was it.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Robert De Niro. How about you?
Well, yeah, these are all really good, and I don't know if this is enough, but I was in an audition room once. I'm a huge fan of Galaxy Quest, and Jessy was there. She sat next to me, and I just went, ah. And she kind of looked at me, and I was like, I'm sorry. And then didn't say anything, didn't introduce myself, just sat in silence. And then she took out a Rubik's Cube and proceeded to ace it as like a pre-audition thing, I guess, which is incredible. And took off her shoes, and she's wearing like this beautiful, like, blue dress, and she's just incredible. Like, this whole thing was like, I could not have imagined a better way of meeting this person. And then after a little while of watching her do the Rubik's Cube, I just said, I think you're great. Again, no introduction, no, like, hi, what are you doing, whatever. And she was so sweet to me. She was just like, thank you. I am so happy to meet you. She just did all the talking, and I just kind of stared at her. And then she goes, I shake your hand. This is right before COVID. Like January 2020, and she was like, I shake your hand, but there's a scary virus going around. And I was like, I love that. That's like what she does in Galaxy Quest. It was a very awkward meeting.
It's great when we realize our heroes are also clean. Conscious of things like that. You know what I'm saying? So I lost my shit a little bit once. Can I tell you a story?
Please.
So watch this. I was still in college. I had 3 months before I walked. And I had this big audition for a show you probably never heard of. It's called Chicago Fire. Yeah. But it wasn't just an audition. This was actually like be called back. You know what I'm saying? I was going in for this role named Otis.
Oh my God.
Once upon a time, and this is just a soft caveat, Otis was a black role girl. Yup. So I go in there for the role of Otis. And it's dark in there because it's like nighttime. And I don't know why I remember rain. Probably wasn't, but it was dramatic. And I'm in there, and there's one other guy in there already. He beat me there. I don't know who this guy is, but he turns around. And y'all probably never seen this movie. This don't look like the type of audience that would know who the dude from The Temptations was that played Paul Williams. I didn't think so. But Temptations was a big movie in my development. It was a big part of my life. And so I didn't know the actual Temptations. So the people who played the Temptations in the movie, to me, were the Temptations. So the cat that played Paul Williams turns around, starts to introduce himself as Christian. To this day, I don't know his last name because I cut him off. I said, "No, hell no, you Paul Williams to me." And I started doing parts from the movie. I started singing songs that he sang. Like, really gave this man an entire performance right there. And he just looking at me like he don't know what the hell is going on. And naturally, I stopped and I got myself together and I said, "I apologize, we got an audition over." And he was like, I went to the bathroom, collected myself, said a prayer, did some push-ups. And I said, "I got to kill Paul Williams tonight." That the record show, I did. And my agents called me 2 weeks later and said, "But they decided to change the color of the character, so you probably can't play Elvis anymore." And I was like, "All right, copy that." And that's my story. I'm not his pants guy, but I am. We did figure it out. Can you clap it up for all these amazing stories? No, this is good stuff because sometimes we don't realize that the people we like other people. That's a weird way, but you know what I'm saying?
The way that was said, I totally understand it.
Yeah, it's simple. But, you know, one of the things that we also want to say is that we're extremely grateful, not just to be on this stage, but to experience Epicon, and we really wouldn't be here if it weren't for y'all. So thank y'all so much for the love and the support that you show us. And my question now, let's clap it up for them. Thank you so much for y'all. Give y'all love. Thank you. For real. Because it takes a lot of dedication, you know, to commit to most things, especially something like this. But also as far as our journeys and how we got to this stage. Is there anybody in our lives that we can say that we owe this journey to? Is there anybody in your life that you wouldn't be here without had they not given you the encouragement, had they not planted a certain seed in you? Well, who can you recall around? And it's for anybody.
I can definitely say that my mom is very much the support system that allowed me the opportunities to be here. I started in Chicago. I'm from Buffalo Grove. And and here in Chicago, especially when I was younger, like the only thing that really existed was Montgomery Ward's modeling. If you got holes, that was a really big deal to go over to Wisconsin to shoot that. And commercials and radio and stuff like that. But I started as a young age, so as a child actor, you know, you need someone to be able to drive you places and get you to where it was. But she always gave me the biggest lessons. I feel like we had spoken about this once, where when it came to what people would consider the competition of the business, or when things don't go your way. Her biggest example for me was when you walk into an audition room, they're looking for a certain wallpaper. And you're walking in, you're either the wallpaper or you're not. Sometimes you might be able to convince them that they want florals instead of lime green. Like sometimes you might be able to do that. But growing up, she just gave me so many tools that helped me look at this business as hard as it can be, and as rough and tough and scary and emotional and great as it can be. That really at the end of the day, it's about who you're doing it with, who you are as a person, and looking at opportunities as opportunities, because nothing's a guarantee and you're not entitled to anything. So my mom is the one that definitely, she still practiced my lines with me before I go to work. I FaceTime her and she reads them with me, so thank you, Mom. You are truly the reason why I do what I do.
And it's also hard to trust anybody that's looking for lime green wallpaper anyway.
This is true.
This is true. Anybody else? Yeah.
I had a drama teacher in high school who really made a huge impression on me because she just impressed upon me the fact that it's just not about you. It's entirely, this is theater, but it's true for all of it. It's about the fans, it's about the audience. You're trying to communicate something to them, and if you do it right, you could really make a difference. And it sounds kind of lofty, but it just means that everything, you're spending so much time focusing on your character, all this stuff. she also said something that I take mostly with theater, but like, if you ever get kind of bored or like you're tired of the thing or whatever it is, it's like someone in the audience is seeing it for the first time and someone's seeing it for the last time. And so there's just this sense of like, really, what can you give as a performer to the people who are watching what you're doing? Even if it's like just entertainment, like if they've had a really crappy day or whatever it is, it's like just actually being able to like, you know, so it's really for that.
A massive shout out to teachers in general.
Yeah.
We need teachers in the room? Are there any teachers out there? Thank you. Because I think probably all of us have an experience of having a teacher bring us up in some way and instilling some knowledge that we've taken forth in our careers. But for me in particular, like I had never knew that I wanted to do this. And I was a freshman in high school, and my mom was like, you have to do something after school. And my high school was doing Barnum the musical, and I could juggle. That is my origin story. It's not very, it's weird. I was juggling. And so much of a juggler that my mom was like, you have to stop half eating apples around the house while you juggle. It was awkward. A lot of wasted food. But this woman, I went into this audition as a freshman in high school and juggled to try and get into the show because they needed circus performers. And she said to me, do you sing? And I said, no. I do, apparently. Because she was like, well, just sing Happy Birthday for me. And little did I know at that moment, singing Happy Birthday in a little black box theater in Kirkwood, Missouri, it would eventually lead me into a career that I loved, getting to do Broadway shows and do things like that. If it weren't for somebody, this woman who is unfortunately, I mean, she's sadly passed away since we were in high school, but it was, you know, due to her that I launched myself into this career. And if she hadn't had the sort of foresight to say, well, sing Happy Birthday for me if you don't sing, I wouldn't be here today. So I owe a lot to her.
Wow. You must have killed that song, bro.
What's that?
I said you must have snapped on that Happy Birthday.
Everybody wants me to sing Happy Birthday.
Obviously.
Let's go.
It's my birthday.
It is your birthday. Wait, it's his birthday. I wouldn't sing. No, I would. I would sing. I actually like. I have all these songs stuck in my head right now. I'm going to do for me. I'm going to Italy tonight to do a performance on a cruise, and I had to put together like an hour-long set of music. This shit frightens me more than anything I've ever done. I've been on Broadway a bunch. I've gotten to do a lot of musicals in my day. I have albums of music that you can listen to, and nothing scares me more than being on stage with a microphone and a piano and having to sing in front of people.
And you're opening with juggling and closing with Happy Birthday?
Yes.
I'm
starting off
in Italian.
I'm moving into Happy Birthday, and then from there, I've got about 55 minutes left that I have to fill. I don't know what to do.
I hate when that happens. You just got to figure out what you're going to do with all that time.
Make sure you know what pants you're wearing. Jimmy, can you help me?
I do think with the teachers thing is interesting because I think your parents, you know, I think we all could attest to parents, guardians, mentors, and family who, with their love and support, did all of the things to get us there. But a teacher pulling you aside, taking time, and pouring into you when they don't have to, definitely is the trail of breadcrumbs, I think, for a lot of us. And specifically, I think lots of actors we're the loud kids in class. We're the kids, even if we're good in class, we're annoying and we're causing problems or whatever because, you know, what our artistic spark is not something that's for fluorescent lights at 8 a.m. and 8 p. calc. And I think that for me, the teachers who were like, you know, pardon my French, like, get your shit together, you've got something, you can do something, and not only put time into you, but elevate you and say, do you want to do announcements? Do you want to be president of the drama club? You know, are you going to audition for schools? Do you want to, you know, go to the calls, whatever? for me, I was like, wow, this stranger is pouring into me, you know, or hey, do your homework or you actually can't be in this play. Things like that, and you look back on that and you're like, wow, those, you can look at the moments and you say, that was a turning point, that was a turning point, that was a turning point, and they all involve people who didn't have to be there and chose to be there because they believed in you, and that's really cool.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well said.
I think it definitely starts with your parents because in this industry specifically, a lot of us don't always have the support of our parents going into this because there is this, and it's partly true, but there's this stigma or just the reputation of, well, it's hard, it's a struggle, and your parents obviously don't listen to struggle. But my parents were very supportive, thankfully, even though I think they were a little scared in that support, but they gave it, and that was very important, so it definitely started there. And then the teachers, I wouldn't have gone on to college to study acting because I didn't know it was something you could do at the time. I was just having fun in high school. And this teacher said, you should go study it. She talked to me about it. I'm like, oh wow. And of course, that sets off the entire journey. And you respect the craft. And then I think there's just like these checkpoints that keep pushing you forward. Obviously, your confidence is all part of that, but we do need, I think if we all had more positive mentors in the world, it would be a much more peaceful place. And so there are these brief mentors, and then if you're lucky to get a consistent mentor that is not my manager, who really has been in the industry for such a long time, she can help tweak all the foundational, education with the business side of things, which is part of this, right? It's show business, as we always say, and you need a team. And so, anyways, yeah, it's my manager is a wonderful mentor, and I hope that for everybody out there.
I love what you said about the brief mentors along the way, because I think it's also something as you go, I know every project that I'm a part of, or even on here, you're picking up little things of inspiration, but I feel like any project or part that you get to be a part of, you're so lucky if there's someone that either from afar you get to watch their actions or listen to, or get to actually have that one-on-one mentorship with. But I feel like in the industry that we're in, the business part as well as the creative part, because it's all in there. It's like looking around you. There really are mentors everywhere if you're open to learning. And I think that we're very blessed to be in a business where we have some amazing people that are willing to look at you and go, hey, so that one time I was working at I'm in a making like they're willing to give you their experiences so that you can learn and you can move forward. And so many friendships, like I feel like my friends are my mentors a lot of the time, and my co-stars are my mentors, whether they know it or not, because you're able to observe and learn so much, and they're so giving.
The business part is extremely important too. What's unfortunate is that sometimes we don't think about the business aspect of it all until it's too late. Because it's show business, and we think about, I was so busy worried about the show part, right? And being the most powerful talent that I could be, that it wasn't until the last minute that I was like, oh, but this is also a business, and I do have to pay closer attention to certain things that I sign, or even who I affiliate with, which is important. My first introduction, it's interesting how the business part kind of happened for me. I was on the speech team in high school, after I walked away from basketball for a little bit. And what was exciting about it, so in speech, you practice all week, and then on Saturday morning you wake up early and you compete against other kids in the state. I did all the funny events, you know what I'm saying? And there's some public speaking events and some dramatic stuff, but I held down all the funny stuff, right? And me and my partner, we would get these critiques at the end of the week that the judges will write, like, soft things you can do to improve, so that you'll be better next week. And one of the judges on our critique literally said, or she wrote, I would have paid to see this performance. Me and my partner bobblehead looked at each other and the light bulb went off. I asked my grandfather the very next day if I could borrow money so I could get business cards, because apparently I need to get started. I said, I'm already late. The lady told me last week that she would have paid to see the performance, but I gotta put this road on the show. So I'll never forget going to get business cards made. And we created this business called Comedy in the Can. And comedyinthecan.com is like the biggest website in my high school for people who went there. And but we never looked back. To be honest with you, I've never looked back. Ever since then, I like to say I've been in business, and it's been a beautiful, beautiful journey. Thanks, I heard y'all clap, but we don't have to go there. but thank God for family, and for Grandpa John, who didn't, he just gave me the money. You know what I'm saying? And but that's that support that we talk about that comes from our parents, that comes from the authorities that are in our school systems that notice gifts within us, and they plant the seeds that we need to grow into who we are. So I'm extremely grateful. Speaking of growing into things, I would love to open the conversation up before it gets too late. So is there anybody in the audience that might have had a question for one of my very special friends? We can get that started right now. The microphone is right there. We can form a line. And don't all rush at once.
Oh, Jonathan, guys.
Get on up there.
My question's for Jimmy.
All right.
What was it like filming your last episode with Chicago Fire?
Sad, very sad. A hard day, because it was a goodbye, and I think also because I knew how tough of an emotional day it was going to be for my scene partner Hanako. I also was trying to support her as much as I could in wanting her to feel like she was given the opportunity to give the greatest performance, and so it was us saying goodbye, but also trying to cultivate a day around the fact that at the end of the day, at 3 o'clock in the morning, she was going to have to mourn my death, which is a lot going through your head. But yeah, it was a very emotional day, but so cathartic, and it was wonderful. And getting in the van, I got so much love from everybody on that day, top down. But then getting to just have a moment with my closest friends in the cast in the van, heading home after, and just a lot of tears, but good tears of grateful and happy tears. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi there, I hope you haven't answered my question, but I'm prepared for you not to have one.
Good.
So, you guys are awesome. Every one of you there, I can name Dr. Ayla when she took her life. Dr. Archer, when you had problems with your homeless mom. So my question is, how do we as viewers get you guys recognized more? The Emmys are on tonight, and I would love to be able to be part of that process where we can put you up on stage and recognize you for the awesome talent that you all have. But unfortunately, I don't ever see you guys. So what can we do to get you recognized more?
That is super thoughtful. I'm not sure you can do anything more than what you're doing. I think we're just in a time period where there's so much content, and we're maybe oversaturated, and so unfortunately not everything will be recognized. There's just a lot out there, but maybe over time we'll consolidate. And
the greatest part is that you all continue to watch the shows and support the shows, and that's really look, I don't think I'm alone in this opinion, but the awards to us as actors, they don't really mean a lot. It's a competition of varying degrees. It's a weird thing to put, to say that some show is the best show, that some actor is the best actor. They did great jobs with the scripts that they were given, and that's what we feel like we bring every day to work, is going in and doing the best job that we can to make the show as entertaining as possible for you guys at home. And we love the fact that there are clearly a ton of people who love watching these shows. So that's all we can ask for, is that we connect with an audience who tunes into the show every week and really enjoys what we're doing. That means more than any Emmy or whatever award you could think of.
I mean, let's be clear, validation is a universal need, and we all need that at times, but the validation is what Colin's saying is that when we get a pickup letter on the show, or up for a new season, that means we did our job and you validated that for us as storytellers and the contract that we have, to be telling you stories, and that means a hell of a lot. So, yes, let us not stop that at all. Yeah, I would love to see the One Chicago franchise on an award show just for what it's done that no other franchise has done really yet, and what I think a lot of other shows are trying to do now. Not just like the Marvel and DC Comics have always been these crossover type things, but it's never been done on television before. And that is something to really honor. So hopefully we get a nod on that.
Kudos to all of you, you're all great.
I just want to add one tiny thing. Like at the end of the day, it's very clear that the reason that all these kids, these theater kids in school, got to be actors and live their dream is entirely because of you guys.
1,000%. You were genuinely
Hi, I have a question for Colin. So I know you started in theater and went to Broadway. Do you prefer Broadway over TV acting, or do you like TV acting better?
So when I did my first TV gig, I was doing Anything Goes at the moment. I was doing Anything Goes on Broadway, and I got my first TV gig. It was Pan Am opposite Christina Ricci and a little-known actor, Margot Robbie. Whatever happened to her? Took over the world. Cool. And I went back and I asked one of the older gentlemen in the cast, I thought I was going to get fired on the first day. Literally. I came back and I was like, guys, I don't think they're going to have me back. Luckily they did. But I asked him, I was like, well, which do you prefer? You go back and forth so much and you do all this brilliant actor named Adam Godley, British actor, and he said to me, he's like, mate, it's apples and oranges. And it really truly is, because there is something that I desperately miss when I'm doing television. That would be instant gratification. I love it when people applaud for me. That was your cue. There's an immediacy to theater that I desperately miss when I'm doing television. And there is something about the just wholly different craft of television and filmmaking that I miss when I'm doing theater. And I've been extremely lucky that I've been able to hop back and forth between the two over the years. I was back on Broadway this past year in a tiny little Speedo. Yeah, look it up.
Killed it, by the way.
Oh, hey. Wait, did you see it?
No, but you did inspire me to work out with Kevin.
Oh.
I keep one in my trailer now, bro, just for you.
Yeah, the kettlebells work. I was very skinny. It was, being able to, it's such a gift, and I feel extremely lucky that I get a chance to go back and forth between the two. And I didn't really answer your question because I don't love one more than the other. Each provides and scratches an itch that I can't get. Unless I'm able to do both, I can't get the whole itch scratched. That's a lot of scratching and itching.
He's constantly scratching.
Constantly scratching.
Constantly scratching.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hi guys, my name is Jessy. My question is for you, Jessy, and this is kind of a weird question, so bear with me. If there was some weird TV magical alternate universe where Chicago met and Once Upon a Time crossover, and your characters somehow collided with each other, would Hannah get along with Ashley and vice versa?
Oh, good question. Well, I did get friendship bracelets of Asher and Cinderella, and the first thing that I said was, well, Ashley came from ashes, so I guess they already were married as one. That was my first thought. But yeah, I think Hannah's is so driven in the support of seeing people in connection and who they are, and Ashley, Cinderella just had Ella, had the biggest heart and was always looking to belong. And I feel like the sisterhood would be there between the two of them. And probably form a much healthier character than either actually would on their own.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Great question.
Great question.
Those of us who have left.
Yes. If it made sense to you for an important moment in the show, I would.
Yeah, Sarah.
Yes, I didn't know it was for me, but I would. Oh, yeah.
I would too.
Yeah, I would definitely like to give it another shot with these amazing folks. I didn't get a chance to work with Colin, Norma. I would love that opportunity, but I had all the things. It was incredible working with Nick, Jessy. We didn't get enough. And Sarah, I mean, that was one of the best experiences I had. I'm just bummed we didn't get to go meet with that. Yeah, for sure.
One day.
Hi, my name is Donnell. My question is for Nick. How was it like working with Tori DeVito again?
Again.
When you left.
Oh, when I left. Oh, yeah, for the ending. Okay, sorry. I'm like, am I working with her now? I'm so.
I'm Tori.
Are you a part of my team and you're telling me I have a gig? Please tell me I have a new job. It was awesome. Honestly, it felt like we needed that closure, and it just came full circle. I know for you all, I hope it did. We had hoped that for the fans it provided scratching of an itch that maybe you had for that. She's the easiest to work with, and we became really close friends. And yeah, I miss her. And I wonder when and if we'll work together again.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize, but I just learned, unfortunately, we are out of time. And so what I want y'all to do is reimagine that same energy and enthusiasm that you gave my friends.